Amy Price.
Today's date is the 25th of August.
Hello, this is Tom Wilson with Week 5 of Stanford's Medicine X ELP program video update.
Hello, this video is for Week 4 and it's about an ideal visit.
I am a doctoral student in the School of Nursing at UCLA, and I am actually on my honeymoon. Beautiful white lake.
As a patient myself, I always think that it's very important to include the patients themselves in the decision-making process.
We really discussed his interaction with finding a solution for a problem that he had. He was homebound for 15 years. He saw a plethora amount of doctors and physicians to find a cure for his illness.
We got to talking, and we were a lot more alike than I would have guessed. You know, he's an entrepreneur and setting up a business and getting an advanced degree in technology, and I am a patient who spent 11 years homebound with a mysterious illness until I figured out what was wrong and eventually developed the surgery to fix me.
This week we talked about the ideal anatomy of a healthcare visit. One thing that kept coming up over and over and over was communication. Communication is key. Communication and transparency build the foundation of trust.
The most important part of a healthcare visit, of any interaction with any practitioner, is having everyone in the room respected and on the same page. I've had doctors come in and just like talk down to me and just be super rude and act like I have no idea what's going on. Our biggest thing about what we both agreed that was important for practitioners to do is to really take the time and get to understand and get to know the patient and understand where they're coming from.
We talked about how empathy could maybe be taught somehow in medical school, and patient stories and videos could be shown to medical students because it has like a much more impactful way than just teachers telling them about empathy.
A lot of it is feeling valued as a person. You know, when a patient is in the waiting room for 40 minutes, 50 minutes, not knowing when they might see the doctor next, that isn't the best system to make someone feel that we value their time.
The doctors would talk to her family members or her husband and not really address her as if she were a child. And I can understand that being a frustration because she's not a child, she's a grown woman, she's very well educated, so why would people kind of talk around her and not directly to her?
Because what always comes out is that life is full of change and uncertainty. And so it's not so much about the end result as it is how we make that journey count for one another.
If everyone included were to be used as a checklist of care, to say, okay, we are all equal partners in this, but it really has the potential to change quality of care. That being said, Shari and I had a chance to really talk about what it means for everyone to be included, because everyone included in medical care also includes pharmaceutical companies. Does it include insurance companies? Does it include sort of the corporate aspects of medicine?
I do think it might be difficult to implement though. I feel like the doctors are socialized to take the credit for the healing that happens within individuals. And so I think it might be difficult for them to relinquish this power.
Wrapping things up, talking about how supporting each other is one of the most important things that we can do, how vital that is for a cohesive healthcare experience.
SchMiyah and I found that no matter how tired we were when we started to talk together and share ideas, like we were fired up and enthusiastic about the changes we could make, not in changing healthcare, but in redesigning it, on building on what people had already done well, and suggesting some tweaks here and there. So this is it for Amy Price. Thanks so much, and goodbye.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. It's my pleasure to welcome everyone to the second day of Medicine X. My name's Matthew Erlendson, and I'm a fourth-year medical student at the Yale School of Medicine.
My name is Allie Schmiesing, and I'm a second-year student in the Master's of Occupational Therapy at USC.
My name is Charlie Blotner. I'm a first-year Master's of Social Work student at the University of Washington.
Great. And it's our pleasure to give you a brief introduction to the Emerging Leaders Program. So this program really aims to pair interdisciplinary healthcare students with patients and caregivers in efforts to build a foundation of knowledge and experience so that participants can more thoughtfully and intelligently apply design thinking to really create some tangible solutions in healthcare. The entire program is built on discovering the inherent value in specific applications of joint perspective taking and empathy. Really that only in understanding the other side can we truly begin to heal.
So each year we bring together a diverse and incredible group of patients, caregivers, and students. And prior to the conference, they discuss as pairs a weekly curriculum designed to promote empathy and relationship building. And they all had the option to also do a capstone at the end. Things that were discussed were lived experience, medical ethics, research. It's a great opportunity to get to know one another in a more formalized setting prior to attending Medicine X.
All right, so like Allie was saying, this year each pair had an option to do a capstone project. And so the capstones could either be related to redesigning medical research or medication redesign. And so we have a couple pairs here today to tell you about their experience, but we want to give you more time to really hear about their experiences in depth. So later today, this afternoon, we have a working lunch. It's a 45-minute lunch that'll take place between 12:45 and 1:30 and LK 1:30. So we continue the conversation, to kind of hear their biggest takeaways. You can ask them questions about their experience and learn a little bit more.
So to give you a brief introduction about what to expect, it's our pleasure to introduce Lerly and Kim Cashin to tell you about their biggest takeaways from the program this year.
Hi everyone, my name is Lerly. I'm a third-year Canadian medical student.
And I'm Kimberly Cashin, and I'm a lifelong patient at Stanford.
And we had the pleasure of getting to know each other's lives over the last 6 weeks. Every week we Skyped each other through highs and lows of our lives, sharing insights about what our day-to-day lives have been and what our challenges have been. And, I went into the program realizing that I would get to intimately get to know Kim's life. But surprisingly, a lot of the profound moments were the little moments. It was recognizing what it's like to be a patient that have dealt with chronic disease their whole lives and look after 2 young children, to be taken along car rides when she's so busy or taken along to family appointments. At the end of it, one particular experience that really stood out for me was when Kim spoke about a 5-minute appointment she had with a specialist in headaches and vision care, and she's been feeling symptoms of headaches and vision care for a while, and she really needed to understand what was going on so that she could function and drive and do the things that she wanted to do in her family. And the specialist didn't not only acknowledge her problem, but blatantly told her that, well, this is something you should just live with. And so she did. She lived with it for over a decade until she was finally able to find the solution. And as a healthcare student, seeing what it's like for learning about medicine for the first time, seeing what it's like for doctors to be so burnt out after seeing patient after patient after patient, I wondered how grounding it would be for physicians and caretakers, healthcare providers, to be reminded of the true power of a 5-minute appointment. And if they could see, this is the 5 minutes of my day that resulted in 10 years of an experience for a patient, if we could truly understand the difference we can make and the suffering we could put patients through, I wonder what difference of an encounter that would inspire.
And I as well really enjoyed working with Lerly over the last 6 weeks, or it didn't really feel like it was working, it was really just getting to know a person. really getting a chance to see and hear her side of the experience as a developing physician was really eye-opening. Just being a patient for so long and going to various doctor's appointments and seeing so many specialists, you do just get those 5 minutes to 15-minute appointments and not really getting to see the human side of the provider and the physician. One particular experience that she shared with me that was pretty recent for her was when she was doing a round in the emergency room, and a psych patient came in, and really she felt like her safety was slightly, I guess, a little bit threatened in a way by his behavior and his words and the way that he was speaking with her. And she really had to take a moment afterwards to kind of think about, you know, how she would kind of get through that experience. And it really helped show me that this is really, you know, doctors are humans too, and that they're vulnerable, and that they can really be, they can really be affected by what's going on in their day-to-day lives as well. So yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, guys. Next up, we'd like to bring out SchMiyah and Amy, who are also a pair in the ALP program, to discuss more of the capstone tangible action experience.
Hello, everyone. My name is SchMiyah Smith. I am a fourth-year medical student at Florida State University College of Medicine in Tallahassee, Florida. And this is?
Amy Price, and I'm a patient, and I'm also doing a doctoral student at the University of Oxford. And we have done so much with our Emerging Leaders program and learned so much. We flipped healthcare between us because my partner just got a residency at Harvard that she wasn't expecting. And so we took the plans and we changed it around to redesign healthcare. And the principle that we loved the most was preparing a stage from which the most difficult stories can be told. There's so many difficult stories, and some of them we've heard here. And we learned that we don't have to change healthcare. We don't have to rebel. We can take the best of healthcare and make it better. We can provide service as emerging leaders, and they're teaching us to be ambassadors for healthcare. They're giving us skills, and it's everyone included. It's not just a clinician program, but it's for patients. It's for everyone, and everyone can make the change. And when we make the change, it affects all of society, not just a part of society. So I just hope that everyone will totally support this program and us, because it changed our life. We actually got a publication for the BMJ, and we'll be having another one just because of the way that we phrased things from what we learned in this program.
Okay. So Amy is a very patient person. I was on away rotations since like June, but we were introduced to each other, and our start was a little slow because I was always busy and she was pretty busy, but it was just fun to, over time, develop a relationship with her. And it was once we started trusting one another to share our story more is when we were able to develop our project that looks at informed consent in a way to make sure that our patients are really understanding what we're doing when they come into the office. And so I thought that was really beautiful because we have a lot in common, but that didn't come about until after we were able to trust one another and talk a little bit more. And that's like one of the beautiful things about Emerging Leaders program, because you're introduced to people that you would never be introduced to before and able to make a change in medicine. And that's something I'm really passionate about and I hope to do in my future career.
Yeah, it was the emergent part, like it takes time. It takes time. It took us 3 appointments before we could together and the curriculum. The curriculum served as a bridge because it got us talking and thinking in ways that we wouldn't, it got us out of our, what they call the comfort zone, whatever. At times we weren't very comfortable, but we moved forward and we learned from it, and that makes us better communicators in our world. And I'm just so enriched and so happy that we got to do this.
Me too.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you in the workshop. Again, working lunch, 12:45 to 1:30, LK 1:30. We'll see you there.